Hello everyone, we just released version 1.4.0 of the FixedIT Data Agent, and I wanted to show you some really cool new features that we have added. So let's dive into the application. And if you have used the application before, you can directly see that we have a new tab here called Custom UI for uploading your own user interfaces. But before we do that, let's upload a configuration. So we will disable the built-in configuration and we will upload a configuration for time and area analytics projects that we created. So the reason for creating this was that the fisheye cameras does not support the same kind of time and area or loitering detection in Access Object Analytics as the other cameras do. So we created this for one project where we wanted to do the same kind of analytics that Access Object Analytics is normally doing. So this is done all with a data agent using some different scripts, Stardock scripts and so forth. But one of the things included in this one is include zone filtering. So we only consider detections that are in a specific polygon. And configuring that polygon can be a little bit complex because in the earlier versions of the FixedIT Data Agent we only support the configuration through text input, and configuring a polygon as text is not really a good way of doing it. So what we did was to add a new custom UI tab which allows you to upload your own user interfaces. So this is what it looks like when the application is just installed, no custom UI is uploaded. But if we click the upload button, we can select our index.html file for this time and area project. So we have created a custom user interface specifically for this project. And when we upload it, we can see that here we get the configuration fields for this project. So now we can see the polygon here that we have configured. We can see the polygons that exist in Access Object Analytics, and we can choose to import any of these polygons. So let's import the one on the left, and we have now configured a 10-second time and area for humans on this left side of the view. So let's now go back to the camera and go to the Stream tab and see if this actually works. So you can see that it doesn't detect me now on the right side of the frame. If I go to the left side of the frame, you see the object detections from Access Object Analytics, which we imported the zone from. And after 10 seconds, you should see an alarm being triggered by the data agent. Yep, there we go. 10 seconds, too long time and area from the FixedIT Data Agent configured with a include zone for our new custom UI feature. So this is really an amazing addition to the FixedIT Data Agent. You can create whatever kind of front end you want to do here. So just as another example, let me just create a new text file, and we create an HTML file, body h1 hello world. From the FixedIT Data Agent version 1.4 with custom UI. And let's save this as my web app.html. And now I can go to upload file, my web app.html, and here we can see hello world from the FixedIT Data Agent. So this is how easy it is to create your own your custom UI for your application. It might be to configure your existing application that you're running in the FixedIT Data Agent, or it might be that you want to create an easier onboarding workflow for your cameras. So we see a lot of our customers have very long processes when they get a new camera, that they are going through the different configuration tabs in the camera, setting up all the parameters, creating recording profiles, making sure that the recording profiles have the same settings as you have documented in your PDF workflow that all the cameras should run, and so forth, and set up event rules and etc. etc. And when doing that manually, it takes a lot of time, which costs a lot of money for organizations, but it also is a source of error. System integrators or installers might configure the wrong settings, and then you have a camera that doesn't behave as the other cameras. So you could, of course, script that using Vapix, but the problem is that if your system integrator or your installers are going to install the cameras, they might not have a good way to run the scripts that we'll call the Vapix. But with the data agent, you can create the configuration utility as an HTML page using JavaScript or TypeScript to call the Vapix APIs. And then you just package it into one file. You give that file to the system integrator, and they install the data agent. They go to the custom UI, they upload your custom UI, and they get the configuration utility where they can either click a single button to configure the whole camera, or maybe you have different kind of profiles depending on what kind of camera it is. So they just click on one button, or they select a few different settings and then click configure or whatever it might be. So the possibilities are really endless with these custom UIs. And of course, you can create your own visualization utilities that are using data from the backend application in the data agent, etc. So we're really looking forward to see what people are creating with this new custom UI functionality in the data agent. And I was so excited about this functionality that I forgot to explain the other new feature that we added in this version of the data agent, and that is the event functionality. We could see that we triggered, we had an overlay here in the top right corner showing when the too long time in area was triggered, and that was set up using the event rule engine. So the new feature in our data agent is that we can now produce events from Telegraph. So here we have one called overlay from FixedIT time in area, and this one is consuming the FixedIT time in area event. So where does this come from? This was configured in this configuration file. So here we can see that we have an output, which is an event output. It's using our event handler to produce events, and it's creating events on this name, this topic structure. It's stateful events with one active, with one data item called active, which is a Boolean. So this is how we are creating the events from the data agent. So that's the other new feature in the data agent, and I think this is also a major feature in this release, that you can now produce events, so you can do things in the rule engine. You can integrate events with different VMS software and so forth. So really amazing releases that we have done this week, and we're really looking forward to see how you will be using this application going forward.